everyone. Today we are going to deal with the problems on ratio analysis. The chapter name is Financial Statement Analysis of Ratio Analysis for BBA second semester. And here we will see the question numbers. From the following information, calculate the liquidity ratios. So they are asking to prepare the liquidity ratio. They are given the current liabilities. Bills payable 600, creditors 1600, accrued expenses 200, tax payable 1200. When comes to the current assets, cash 360, debtors 2800, inventory 4000. Inventory is also called as stock. So yesterday we have dealt with the formulas. So under the liquidity ratios, what we have learned that we have to calculate here. So let's we come here. The first formula in the liquidity ratios, we have to calculate the current ratio. The formula is current assets divided by current liabilities. So as they are given directly the current assets total amount, so we can take directly. But if they are giving the balance sheet, we have to find out and we have to consider only the current assets. So we are taking as cash is the current asset plus debtors is the current asset and the inventory is the current asset divided by, and what are the liabilities we take under consideration? Bills payable, creditors, accrued expenses and the tax. So directly we can take the total amount and we will take the full amount. Amount is 7160 divided by 3600. So we have to divide 7160 divided by 3600. We will get around 1.9. So this is the current ratio of the company. So when it comes to the second problem, the second formula, we have to find the quick ratio. Quick ratio formula, quick assets divided by quick liabilities. So yesterday already at the time of explaining the formula, I said that what will be the quick assets and what will be the quick liabilities. So first we will go with the quick assets. Quick assets is equal to, so already I said that quick assets means within a short period we have to get the cash return back. Means cash easily we can get it, so it is a quick asset. Plus debtors, okay, debtors and methods is credit customers. So already we have done the sales, already they will give certain date and on that date we have to go and collect the cash. So it also will become you can convert the cash easily, debtors. And this comes to the inventory. Inventory means stock. So here what we have to do, inventory should not be considered here because inventory may be in the form of raw materials, in the form of semi-finished goods, or in the form of finished goods. So raw material semi-finished finished. So the vendor have to double raw. Okay, raw material is semi-finished time and after semi-finished finish after we have to do the sales. After sales the debtors will give certain date. So there is a long process. So it can't be, we can't treat as a quick asset. So cash is 360 plus debtors is 2800, total 3160 is the quick assets. Let's calculate the quick liabilities. Quick liabilities also same to same. We have to pay the cash in the concerned time. Bills payable means credit suppliers. So you all know that either date or date is compulsory pay charge. So it is a quick liability. Quick liabilities, bills payable plus creditors, proceed, credit suppliers plus accrued expenses already we have paid plus tax payable. Tax payment, whereas the date is government always compulsory pay charge. Amount is 600 plus 1600, 200 plus 1200, total already calculate 3600. So let's go with the formula. Quick ratio is equal to quick assets is 3160 divided by quick liabilities is 3600. So we have to do just we will do the calculation. It will come around 0.877. So this will be the quick ratio for this company. So now there is another formula for liquidity ratio, that is absolute liquid ratio. Absolute liquid ratio. We have to calculate the formula here. Already yesterday also we have generated many formulas. So now what, let's see generate this formula also. Liquid ratio automatically, you know that it will deal with the current liabilities and it will deal with the absolute liquid assets. Absolute liquid assets. So assets की liabilities के मामले में comparison करेंगे. So let's see what will be the absolute liquid assets. Absolute liquid assets and investment. So current assets means we will consider all the assets which is in short term in nature. Quick assets means we will consider only in the next stage the cash will be converted. When comes to the absolute liquid assets, we have to say as next step కాదు ఇప్పుడు అది క్యాష్ లాగానే ఉండాలి, ఇంకా వేరేది ఉండకూడదు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్యాష్ డేటాస్ ఇన్వెంటరీ క్యాష్, దీన్ని మనం ఇంకా కన్వర్ట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉండదు, క్యాష్ కాబట్టి ఆల్రెడీ ఇట్స్ అబ్సల్యూట్ లిక్విడ్ అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ డేటాస్, దీనికి మళ్ళీ కన్సర్న్ డేట్ ఉంటుంది మనకి. సో వీ హ్యావ్ ద అబ్సల్యూట్ డేట్, ఆన్ ద డేట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు కలెక్ట్ ద అమౌంట్. సో ఇది ఇంకా టైం పడుతుంది. ఇన్వెంటరీ దేర్ ఈస్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం టు కన్వర్ట్ ద క్యాష్ ఇంటూ ఇన్వెంటరీ. So here cash is the only inventory, only absolute liquid assets. So the amount is 360. So let's go with the formula. Absolute liquid ratio is equal to absolute liquid assets is 360 divided by current liabilities is 3600. So it will come to 0.1. This is the ratio of absolute liquid ratio for this company. So based on these formulas, we have to find out and we have to compare the assets and the liquid. Means we have to analyze what will be the ratios of the assets and the liabilities in our company. So based on the various situations, we will calculate this ratio analysis, and this is the solution for this question. So now comes to the second question, question number 2. From the following information, calculate general profitability ratios. So in the last problem we have learned about the liquidity ratios. Now comes to the profitability ratios. In the profitability ratios, they are given the information of trading and profit and loss account of X company. So if you see the particulars of the debit side and the credit side, they are given opening stock, purchases, factory expenses, and they are given sales and the closing stock. So we got the gross profit of 2 lakhs that should be transferred to the P&L. And here if you see the P&L account, administration expenses, selling and distribution expenses, non-profit expenses. Here already we have transferred the gross profit here. We have some non-operating income also. So we are getting the net profit of 84,000. So here in the profitability ratios, if you did in the last video in the formulas, the first formula is gross profit ratio. The first formula is gross profit ratio. The formula is we have to deal with the gross profit with the sales into 100. Means here already I said that the profitability ratios means whenever I get the profit, if you want to analyze or we have to calculate, always it is with the sales only. Sales level or profit level. So here the calculation or sales to link ఉంటుంది. That's why the sales is linked with the gross profit. So here the gross profit given as 2 lakhs. See, this is the gross profit they are given as 2 lakhs and the sales are given as 5 lakhs into 100. So it comes to the 40%. Okay. So the gross profit ratio of this company is 40%. Now comes to the second formula, that is net profit ratio. What is the formula of net profit ratio? Net profit divided by sales into 100. Net profit already they are given as 84,000. Sales 5 lakhs into 100. So if we just can calculate in your calculator, so it will come down to the 16.8%. So this is the ratio of net profit ratio. This is the percentage of net profit ratio in our company. The third formula under the profitability ratios is we have to calculate the operating ratio. The formula for operating ratio is cost of goods sold plus operating expenses divided by, I will deal with the sales only, that is net sales we can write as into 100. Okay. So here first we have to calculate what is the cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold is nothing but cost of goods sold, because they did not give any value for the cost of goods sold, so we have to calculate based on the given information. So if you see purchase opening stock is the plus purchases plus direct expenses is nothing but our factory expenses here. Yesterday I have given the formula. So the amount is 76,250 plus 3,15,250 plus 7,000. So just we'll use the calculator for the calculation purpose. The formula is minus closing stock. What is the closing stock here? 98,500. So let's see in the calculator. $76,250 plus 250 plus 7,000 minus 98,500. It will come to the 3 lakhs. This is the formula which I have given in the last video also. So this is the cost of goods sold. And let's consider what is the operating expenses. So next consider we don't have any idea about the operating expenses also in the given information. So we have to calculate the operating expenses. So already we have taken the opening stock, purchases, factory expenses, sales we have to take down, closing stock we have taken. So next comes to the P&L account. In the P&L account, if you see, this is the net profit and this is the gross profit. So note of taking that information. And whatever we have, this is 4 informations. That is non-operating income and non-operating profit expenses we should not consider, because this is already they are given information as non-operating, means you also non-profit expenses. Means there is an income. This is a non-operating income which we have acquired not from the business. The business నుంచి మనం ఆపరేట్ చేసే బిజినెస్ నుంచి మనకి ఇన్కమ్ రాలేదు, అందుకని నాన్ ఆపరేటింగ్ ఇన్కమ్. ఇది కూడా నాన్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్. సో ఇది బిజినెస్కి సంబంధించింది కాదు కాబట్టి తీసుకోకూడదు. సో ద రిమైనింగ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అండ్ ద సెల్లింగ్ అండ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ద ఆపరేటింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్. ఆపరేటింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అంటే ఏంటి? మనం బిజినెస్ రన్ చేస్తాం జరిగే ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ని ఆపరేటింగ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అంటాం. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ విచ్ ఇన్కర్డ్ ఫర్ డూయింగ్ ద బిజినెస్, దట్ ఈస్ administration expenses plus selling and distribution expenses. So let's see the amount. Administrative expenses they are given as 1 lakh 1000 plus selling and distribution expenses they are given as 12,000. So total is 1,13,000. So now comes to the formula of operating ratio. Operating ratio is equal to first cost of goods sold we got as 3 lakhs plus operating expenses we got 1,13,000 divided by what is the net sales 5 lakhs into 100. So just go with the calculation. 3 lakhs plus 1,13,000 is 4,13,000 divided by 5 lakhs into 100. So just go with the calculator. So it will come around 82.6%. So this is the operating ratio of a company. Next comes to the fourth one, operating profit ratio. So we have to calculate the operating profit ratio. The formula is operating profit ratio already we have analyzed the operating ratio. So the formula is 100% minus operating ratio. And ఎప్పుడు కూడా మనం ఆపరేటింగ్ అంటే ప్రాఫిట్ అనేది 100% అని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. Which always will calculate 100%. So 100% minus operating ratio already we got 82.6%. So we'll get 17.4% as a operating profit ratio. This is the fourth formula we have to calculate based on the profitability ratios of a company. So here the fifth type of profitability ratio is calculation of expenses ratio. Okay, in the calculation of expenses ratio we have to calculate many things. The first one is a cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. So we have to calculate the cost of goods sold ratio is equal to cost of goods sold divided by net sales into 100. So already in the problem we have analyzed the what is the worth of cost of goods sold, that is opening stock plus purchases plus factory expenses minus closing stock. We got 3 lakhs divided by net sales is 5 lakhs into 100. So it will come to 60%. This is the cost of goods sold ratio. So here we have to think about what are the remaining expenses we have. We have the administrative expenses and the selling and distribution expenses. So we have to calculate administrative expenses ratio. The formula will be same. Whatever we have to calculate, that will be the main item. Administrative expenses divided by net sales into 100. ఎందుకంటే ఏ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అయినా కూడా సేల్స్ తో లింక్ అయి ఉంటుంది. సేల్స్ లేకపోతే ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ లేదు, ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ అయితే కంపల్సరీ సేల్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ దే ఆర్ గివెన్ as 1,01,000 divided by net sales will be 5 lakhs into 100. So we can calculate in the calculator. So if it comes to the 2.4%. And next, here we have selling and distribution expenses also. So we have to go with the selling and distribution expenses ratio. The formula will be ఇక్కడ ఎలాగైతే తీసుకున్నామో అలాగే సేమ్. Selling and distribution expenses divided by net sales into 100. 100 change అవ్వదు, సేల్స్ కింద చేంజ్ అవ్వదు. ఓన్లీ ద డినామినేటర్ మాత్రమే చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. డినామినేటర్ numerator change అవుతుంది. Selling and distribution they are given as 12,000 divided by net lakhs 5 lakhs into 100. Calculate చేయండి. It will come around 20.2%. So it will come around 24%. ఇక్కడ చేంజ్ అవుతుందన్న 20.2% it will be your administrative expenses ratio. You can check in the calculator for the calculation purpose. So in the calculation of expenses ratio, whatever the expenses which is given in the trading account as well as the P&L account, that we have to calculate. So in the trading account we have only one expenditure, that is cost of goods sold, so that we have to calculate. And the P&L account we have only two expenses, one is administrative expenses ratio and the selling and distribution expenses ratio. So ఇలా కాకుండా మన printing and stationery, insurance, tax, salaries, wages అంటే ఎలాంటి ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ రేషియో కనుక్కోవాలన్నా కూడా ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ న్యూమరేటర్ అండ్ డినామినేటర్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో నెట్ సేల్స్ విల్ బి ద కామన్ అండ్ 100% is the common, and then the top whatever we have to analyze that should be the change in the formula. So these are the various profitability ratios of this company. So let's go with the next formula. Comes to the question number 3. First I will read the question. The following is the summarized profit and loss account as well as they are given as trading also. Trading and profit and loss account of in the products index. So they are given a trading account as well as P&L account. So trading and P&L account of in the products for the year ended 31/12/2017. So under the debit side they are given as expenses, opening stock, purchases, direct expenses and the gross profit. Net sales and the closing stock. Next comes the P&L, they are given as operating expenses here. They are given non-operating expenses and the net profit. And trade side they are given as gross profit and the non-operating income. So here in this problem they are given some additional information for yourself. They are given as average stock 1,04,250, average debtors 85,000, average creditors 80,000. So from this question what you have to calculate? They are given the information what you have to calculate is you are required to calculate 6 things here. You have to calculate the gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating ratio, stock turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio and the creditors turnover ratio. So we'll come step by step. First we calculate the gross profit ratio. The first one, gross profit. We have to calculate the gross profit. So we have to calculate the gross profit. You should deal with the net sales into 100. So here the gross profit they are given as 3,40,000. 3,40,000 divided by net sales they are given as 8,50,000 into 100. So just we calculate here. It will come to the 40%. Okay. So next comes to the net profit ratio. The formula is in the gross profit ratio. మనం ఎక్కడైతే gross profit ratio క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు మనం gross profit తీసుకున్నామో ఇక్కడ net profit ratio లో మనం net profit తీసుకుంటాం. Net sales into 100. What is the net profit here? They are given as 1,50,000 net profit divided by sales 8,50,000 into 100. So you can calculate. Comes to the 17.65%. So this is the gross profit and this is the net profit ratios. So let's come to the total operating ratio. We have to calculate the operating ratio. This is the formula for operating ratio already we have learned in the last problem. Cost of goods sold plus operating expenses divided by net sales into 100. So first we have to calculate the cost of goods sold because they are not given the information directly. Cost of goods sold is equal to so your whatever there is a formula for the goods sold, cost of goods sold already I have learned. That is opening stock. మనం ఆల్రెడీ ఫార్ములా చదువుకున్నాం. ఓపెనింగ్ స్టాక్ ప్లస్ పర్చేజెస్ ప్లస్ డైరెక్ట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ మైనస్ closing stock. So ఇక్కడ opening stock they are given as 99,500 plus purchases they are given as 5,45,250 plus direct expenses nothing they are given as 14,250 closing stock they are given as 1,49,000. So we can use the calculator. It will come to the 5,10,000. So operating expenses directly we can see here they are given as 1,95,000. So no need of calculating here. So directly we can go with the formula. Operating ratio is equal to cost of goods sold is 5,10,000 plus operating expenses they are given as 1,95,000 divided by sales they are given as 8,50,000 into 100. So you can calculate 5,10,000 7,05,000 divided by 8,50,000 into 100. We come to the 82.94% is the operating ratio. If we want to calculate operating profit ratio, if calculate చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు but అడిగితే ఛాలెంజ్ చేయొచ్చు. Operating profit ratio is 100% minus operating ratio is equal to 100% minus whatever we got in the operating ratio is 82.94. It will be a 17.06% is the operating profit ratio. So just go through this, later we will come to the remaining ratios. So now comes to the fourth calculation, fourth formula, means fourth ratio they have analyzed. The fourth one is they are asking to prepare stock turnover ratio. So what is the formula of stock turnover ratio? Should be actually stock అనేది ఎప్పుడు కూడా cost of goods sold depend అవుతుంది. So the formula will be cost of goods sold. ఎందుకంటే మన కంపెనీలో ఏదైతే స్టాక్ ఉందో అది సేల్స్ మీద డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే బికాస్ ఆన్ ద సేల్ ద ప్రాఫిట్ విల్ బి ఇంక్లూడెడ్ బట్ ద స్టాక్ ద ప్రాఫిట్ విల్ బి నాట్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్, విల్ డీల్ ఓన్లీ విత్ ద కాస్ట్. సో కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ గూడ్స్ సోల్డ్ డివైడెడ్ బై యావరేజ్ స్టాక్ ఇంటూ 100 అంటే మన స్టాక్ టర్నోవర్ ఎంత ఉంది. సో కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ గూడ్స్ సోల్డ్ ఆల్రెడీ మనం చేసాం 99,500 కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ goods sold already we have done, it will give 5,10,000. మన లాస్ట్ ఫార్ములా చేసాం ఆల్రెడీ ఆపరేటింగ్ రేషియోలో అక్కడ నుంచి వచ్చు. సో what will be the average stock? Average stock they are given in the question as 1,04,250. 1,04,250. So let's go with the formula. Stock turnover ratio is equal to cost of goods sold is 5,10,000 divided by 1,04,250. See below 100 under. So we can use the calculator. It will be a 4.10. We have to write as times because when there is 100 only we write as a percentage, when there is no 100 we write as 4.10 times. Means here the stock turnover మనకి every time ఎలా ఉంది, ప్రతిసారిగా ఏదైతే మనకు ఉంటుందో దాన్ని బట్టి 4 times increase ఉంది. So that will be the stock turnover ratio of this company. So next comes to the fifth one. They are asking to prepare debtors turnover ratio. ఇక్కడ ఇంకోటి అడిగేది ఏంటంటే debtors turnover ratio. What is the meaning of debtors? Debtors means credit customers. So credit customers ఎప్పుడు వస్తారు మనకి, when they are doing the sales. So debtors turnover is deal with the sales. అంటే ఈ debtors కి ఈ sales కి లింక్ ఉంది. So what we have to do? What is the formula? So let's we decide. The formula will be the, మనం ఏం చెప్పాము ఇక్కడ, sales కి లింక్ అయి ఉంది. So net sales divided by actually we should not write as net sales, we have to go with the net credit sales. Credit sales is confirmed when they are giving as a debtors. Okay, net credit sales divided by average debtors. So in the question if you see they are given as only net sales, so we don't know whether it is a cash sales or a credit sales, but as per the given question we have to consider as a credit sales only. So it is given as 8,50,000 divided by, what is the average debtors? They are given average debtors also here 85,000. So if you reach to the 10, that is we have to say as 10 times. The last one, that is sixth one, they are asking to prepare creditors turnover ratio. Okay, so if you see the debtors turnover ratio, debtors means credit customers. So credit customers can be added only when the sales has been done. So ఇక్కడ customers కి sales కి లింక్ ఉంది. సో ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తున్నాం, creditors ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తున్నాం. Means what is the meaning of creditors? Creditors means credit suppliers. So suppliers ఎవరు, మనం ఎప్పుడైతే purchase చేస్తామో suppliers will get into the company. So creditors is dealing with the purchasers, not with the sales. So formula will be the net credit sales అన్న. సో మనకి ఏమనాలి, net credit purchases divided by ఇక్కడ average debtors. So here we have to take as average creditors. So what is the purchases here? So let's see here, they are given the purchases as 5,45,250. 5,45,250 divided by, they are given average creditors also here, they are given as 80,000.